Hello everyone, my name is Sunil Yadav. In this lecture, we are going to talk about what is scope function in Kotlin. So let's get started. Scope function is a really key thing if you are working in Kotlin, might be you already know. So that's we need to understand actually. So what is the scope function? I have already opened this document in Kotlin official website. So scope function is basically they come with Kotlin standard library. So Kotlin standard library, if you already have library, so we can see here in lib folder, we can see this is the Kotlin standard library. Okay, so in this one, if you see, we have so many packages, right? So inside they have created so many like predefined function, right? We can use basically. So suppose if I want to use bit here, this is scope function as well. So if you go to command v, so we can see the standard kt.class they are providing. Under this they have written all this function basically. Run, bit, apply, right? Also, so these are the like scope functions. Take, if, take, until. So here with they have created like bunch of methods here. Okay, so how we can understand all those things I'm going to talk about here. So let's go over through all the documents whatever we have written here. So we are talking about here the Kotlin standard library contains several functions whose sole purpose is to execute a block of code within the context of an object. So the key thing is we need to execute a block of code with the within the context of an object. So we are going to perform some action or some method call, or we can say anything we need to going to perform within the context of an object. So key thing is when you call such a function on an object with lambda expression provided it forms a temporary scope, right? In this scope you can access the object without its name. I will go over through it in example. We have already see such function are called scope function, right? There are 5 of them: let, run, with, apply, and also. So those are the functional scope function. Basically these functions do the same, execute a block of code and an object. What is different is how this object become available inside the block and what is the result of the whole expression. So here is an example they are providing here is, so suppose we have a data class like function, the name is this is data class having the parameters like name, age, city, right? So we are defining here is two function basically. So we are saying move to from new city to like this city, right? So whatever we are passing in the parameter we are assigning back to our data class, okay, attributes the city, and we are trying to increment the age, okay. And let's try to run it here. So we are using here is let scope function. So we can see, right, this is our class we are creating here. This is our class we are creating here, and we are saying dot let. So basically dot let is available with all the object. So we are talking about here is the context. So context is our object basically. So let's copy this content here from here, okay, to just here I open this is the my width. So let me just do the copy paste here the same code. Okay, so now what we are looking here as the same thing, right? We are saying we are creating the data class and we are using this so if we want to see, right, so suppose here we are saying the person class, right? We are creating the objects. Command v, command z, let me copy paste command b. So if we use dot, right, we can see these function available for us like scope function. So they are available on the context basically. What context? Object context. So we can see we have let, right, we have what else function, also, right, also, apply, run, right, take, if, and take, unless, right? So these are the scope function basically we have here. also apply run, right? So these functions are available. Why they are available? On the context they are available for us. Okay, so if we try to run it, it's not going to work. So what we are trying to do here is, on this person context, right, object, we are calling let scope function. Under this, if you see, right, this it like this is implicit variable available for us, so we can use all the attribute, right? Like this is kind of like object is available for us. So if you see, right, we are printing it here, right? So we can say here is printing LS AS20 Amsterdam, right? And we are again assigning some value through the it. So this is kind of working as a this, right, this operator for us. So all the values are available for this object. Okay, so let's go over here. So if you write the same without let, you will have to introduce a new variable and repeat it the same whenever you use. So we can see here, suppose if you don't want to use let, right, if you want to use simple the way we are generally write code. So what we are doing here, we now get the object Alice, and we are calling the method, or method or attribute, whatever we can call is applicable to us. So similar thing we are doing through the it, or we can use have the object and do all the operation. So the scope function do not introduce any new technical capabilities, but they can make your code more concise and readable. So basically we are trying to use functional programming. Functional programming means like everything we can achieve through the function, right? And within a function or lambda function, we can say we need to minimize using variables, right, and initializing some value, then again calling. So this is the more about writing object oriented way programming. We are not doing functional here. But if we are using let all this scope function, right, then we are trying to use some like functional way to assess the field, declare the field, whatever, like we need to use with the object context. Okay, let's move on. So the scope function do not introduce this algorithm. Due to similar nature of scope function, choosing the right one of your case can be a bit tricky. So we can see through the let, with, run, apply, and also, right, these are the scope function, right? We can perform like some action with this scope, or like object, the scope function, whatever we can say context is object here is. The choice mainly depend upon your intent and the consistency of using your project. So generally we have to it's easy, right, to, if we are using this function, right, we can easily do the things without unnecessary creating variables. It's more concise and readable, right? So below we will provide the details description and distinction between scope function and the convention in their uses. So what is distinction basically? So because the scope function are all quite similar in nature. So really, if you talk about let, with, run, apply, also, right, so they are, it's very similar to us. Sometimes you will confuse what I need to use, let or with or run. But if you try to use one or more two times, right, you will understand it. There are two main difference between each scope function. What is that is the way to refer the context object. This is key thing. Like context object, how we can use context object. We are calling method like a function method through the context object, or we can pass context object to within a method, and the return value from the scope function. So these are the two key things. So context object, this or it. So we are talking about the context object, how we can get it, refer those them either this or it. They are representing your object basically. Context object means you are trying to use that object to call your functions, right, scope function. So here we are saying inside the lambda of a scope function, the context object is available by short reference instead of its actual name, right? So generally they are available through the this or it. Each scope function uses one of two ways to access the context object: as a lambda receiver, this, or as a lambda argument, it. With provide the same capability, so we will describe this pros and cons for each of different cases and providing recommendation on this here uses. So we can see an example, right? We are saying his main method. Under this we are saying str hello. If we did talk about str, if we do str dot run, right, we are getting this method, right? Like run, if you see. So if I already showed you, if you call here this object, and under this we can see here is right dot run method is also available. So these are scope function is available for us. So we can use run, right? Under this we will see this scope is available for us. So if you see right this definition of this method basically, so what we are trying to say here is we will get a receiver, right, on this object, context object, and if you pass without we are not going to take any parameter and return r again. So call the specified function block with this value and this receiver return its result basically. So here we are trying to do here, suppose here we are can see right we are getting the length directly. So now we are calling in like str is what is this, a context object basically. So on this we are calling dot run method. So all the variables, all these methods are available for us, right? The way we refer str dot length, right, str dot something, right? If you want to perform some action, how are you going to do that? Because you need an object to call the method. So how we wanted to is implicitly available for us, right? So we are saying here is str dot run, okay, and we are performing here is action like the receiver string length, okay. Here is we are saying str dot length. So str length actually, and if we want to write a similar code, right, we are getting implicitly this method here is available for us, right? Otherwise if we are generally using, then is this dot length is available for us. So this is like same thing. So suppose we want to use, we can say it dot length, right, or this dot length. So suppose if you want to going to use run, then is available through the this. If we are using let, then is by default implicitly available to it. So these are different. And what about the this actually? So this is this run with and apply refer to the context object as a lambda receiver by keyword this actually. But if we did talk about this one, so the let is available through the it receiver. Hence their lambda and the object is available as it will be ordinary class function in most cases. You can emit this when you are assessing a member of the, so saying we can emit these things. Suppose if I am using apply function, right, so we can say this dot is 20 or this dot city is London, right, but we don't need to do that unnecessary because they are implicitly available for us. We don't need to refer them ideally, okay. And this object is also returning that whatever we have declared here, right. So implicitly if we are using apply, you will get a return object for like Adam, the way we are returning here. So we are passing name here, right, Adam, correct. So we have attribute here is name, age, city. So now we are passing person as a name, one attribute only. Now we getting the object. This what object here means is we getting the context object here, right. And this context object, how we are referring to in apply, through the this, right. So other attribute we are initializing here inside our apply block, right, function methods, and we are printing here is Adam, right here. So it's returning. So what we are trying to say here, run with and apply refer to context object lambda receiver by keyword this. Hence there is lambda, the object is available as it would be in ordinary class function. In most cases you can omit this, right. We don't need to refer if you don't want, right, unnecessary. When assessing the member of the receiver object, making the code shorter, on the other hand, if this is omitted, it can be hard to distinguish between the receiver member and external object or function. So having the context object as a receiver, it's recommended for lambda that mainly operate on the object manner, call the function or assign a property. And it in turns let and also have the context object as a lambda argument. If the argument name is not specified, the object is assessed by the implicit default, the way we seen in earlier this. So it is shorter than this basically. So generally we can say it or this, but now we are referring in this functions as a it context object and expression with it, and usually easier for reading. However, when calling the object function or properties, you don't have the object available implicit like this. Hence having the context object as a it is a better when the object is mostly used as an argument in the function call. It is also better if you are using multiple variable in the code block. So let's see the example here. So what we are trying to say here, we are trying to print something log, like if you receive the message, just say info message, right? And here if we can see here, right, we are using also. So in also we will get as a it, right? So we have the object here. This is our object, context object, right? And this also method is available, right? So if you want to access any attribute, right, from this generated number, we want to print something, right? So we are getting the it, correct? So let's run it. We can see here, right, the get random value generated is 15, 58 while we are calling here, right? So additionally, when you pass the context object as an argument, you can provide a custom name for the context object inside the scope. Here we are saying this context name. Suppose we don't want to use it, right, we can provide the custom name. But why we unnecessarily provide the name? Because that is implicitly provided by it, right? So don't need to provide it, but we have option. So what is return value? Suppose what do you mean by return means, while we are returning from this scope functions, right? Once you return, what is the meaning of return value? So the scope function differ by the result they return. Okay, what do you mean by this one? So apply and also return the context object. So in apply and also, right, if you see, they are returning the context object, whatever you are passing in this context object. So here if we say something, right, so this is return a value basically. If you see here, this is return a value. So whatever you are doing the operation here, they are trying to return a base value. Run and return the lambda result. So these are return the lambda result, but they return the context object if you are using apply and also. Okay, so that is key thing. And let and run return lambda. So these are the two options. Let you choose the proper function depending upon what you do in the next your code actually. So one is context object, one is lambda result. So let's go through over it, and then I will stop this video. So what is the context object? So the return value of apply and also in the context object itself. Hence they can be included into the call chain and side steps. You can continue chaining function call and the same object after them. So let's see what is we are trying to say here. So we can see here, right, we have mutable list of object, right, and we are calling here, like here we are saying dot also, and here we are saying print and just populate the object. Now we are returning here is context object here, right? Because let's run it, we can see it. So populating the list. So in this context object, right, we are just printing something, right, in this one. Then again after this also, right, we get the object of list, because this is returning the object. If you see here, right, return the context object. So what is context object? This is our list context object, right? And we are saying just also just print something, and now while returning from this call, this is the call, right, then we will get the context object. Okay, and here then we are calling the apply method on that context object. We are saying add something, these two, then as again we are printing something, and again we get our context object original or not original. After here we now our context object is changed here, right, we get that then same object, and then we are also applying the sort method on the list. So we are able to sort here. So how we these are the things we know how we can return the context object. They also can be a return statement of function returning the context. Here if you see, right, we are returning the here method, we can see also, and they also can be used to return statement of function returning the context object, right? Here we are saying return here, right? So generally we can do the return, we can use return, or we don't use return, it doesn't matter for us. So here we are trying to return the context object from the also. We don't need to provide it, will return for us unnecessary, we don't. So here we are saying once you perform your operation on function scope, please return the object, right? We don't need to do that. So lambda results, let run and with return a lambda result. So you can use them when assigning the result to a variable, chaining operation on the result, and so on. So let's say what we are trying to do here is let's first run it so that we see the object result. So we have like here is list of mutable list 1 2 3, and we are saying run, right? And this is going to be written as a lambda, correct? And then we get the object here. So here we are saying these method written as a lambda result, right? Not a context object. Okay, so here now we get add to this, and then we are saying counts, like it ends with e, so we can count whatever fields is written with int e. Then we are printing here there are count ends with the element that had the value, so we are returning this value. Actually, how many counts we returning with e is there are 3 elements that end with this one, so we are trying to get to lambda return result. Here we are doing here is, additionally, you can ignore the return value as use a scope function to create temporary scope for a variable. So what do you mean by this? So here we are trying to create the scope variable as well, right? You can ignore the return value, right, and use the scope function to create a temporary scope for a variable. So we are trying to use first method, last method, right, of this context object. Through the we are passing here context object in with, right, and we are passing list. We are using list method like first and last, and just trying to print. We can also return this value. This is by default going to return for us. Okay. So these are the scope function basically I wanted to cover here, and next lecture I will talk about separately how we can use let, with, run, apply, and also, and then I will complete this section. Thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe my channel and share your feedback.